Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those that are new, my name is Lydia, but Lydia is actually my middle name, but I tell everyone my name is Lydia because not everyone knows how to pronounce my first name. Anyway, yeah, and hey guys, for those that have been following me on my channel, and probably even my social media. Sorry I haven't actually been really active on my YouTube channel basically because I'm supposed to be uploading once a week or at least twice a week, but yeah, so I'm finally uploading this because it's it's been an emotional week for me because I found out that my grandfather passed away just a few days ago, and I obviously like my grandfather, like him and my grandmother, so basically both my grandparents were like close with the whole family, like with my grandparents and their kids, which is my dad, my aunties and uncles. Like we're all close family. The reason why I want to share this because, well, it's happening now, and I just kind of want to give some kind of advice as well. um, so anyone, like whether you've lost a friend or lost a family member, or you lost a friend that was more like family to you, that was more like a mom to you or dad to you, or brother or sister to you, regardless of how old they were, whether they were younger than you, older than you, or whether they were even like a daughter to you or a son to you, like any kind. So obviously, like for me, like when I first find out, like my mom was on the phone with my auntie, which is my obviously my dad's sister, my dad's younger sister because my dad's oldest. Not that you want to know that, but yeah. So they were talking on the phone. First, yeah, my auntie messaged me, and luckily I actually just arrived home because that day my plan was to I was supposed to have dinner with my, well, actually I did have dinner with my best friend, but we ended up going there early to like this anyway, so long story short, I found out that my grandfather passed away, which is my dad's dad. So obviously that would mean, like, you know, I knew him very well. He's literally like, he's like the most sweetest, most caring, most loving, funny, kind grandfather. Like, and I remember, like, he's been to Australia already, like, more than once, and I'm so thankful for the time I've had with him. Um, my heart has been just crying inside, meaning like it's just been emotional since the day that I found out that my grandfather passed away. And but the thing, the, the annoying thing about like myself right now is that I'm very emotional, like in my heart, but I barely share tears in front of even my partner. I can't even cry my eyes out to him or even cry my eyes out to my family, like my family's been affected as well. I can't even share tears in front of them. I mean, yeah, I've actually shared tears when the moment I found out, like, I've just been, I'm still, what's that word called? Shattered, devastated, and at the same time, I'm tired. I'm tired of just, not being able to do things that I normally do in my everyday life. And just, not that I'm saying that, I'm saying that in a way of like I'm just tired in general because I feel useless, because like I feel like I haven't been helping out that much at home or helping out my family, even though like I know I have been. Well, I think I know I have been, but like I've just been tired, maybe because I haven't been eating that much, like, and I haven't been. I've My sleeping pattern has messed up basically, but I know I've got to pick myself up. But at the same time, um, what do you call it? I actually spoke to like one of my sisters from church, sisters in Christ, and because like she's been, she knows the like the position that I'm in. Like she's lost her grandfather, her dad's dad, a few years ago, and it was very comforting because like I mentioned in like one of my group chat about it. Um, and yeah, then she messaged me like directly personally, and I was like, in my mind, I'm like, I gotta speak to her. I gotta speak to her. And like she mentioned something about that we all grieve in like we grieve, I don't know, we all grieve differently, regardless, say for example, if you've been like, if you're a best friend to that person, or if that's your mom, dad, brother, sister, auntie, uncle, even if there was auntie and uncle, and you were like really really close with them, we all grieve differently. And it's true, because like what she said was true. Yes, it's a girl, obviously, because sister, guys. And it's so true, because we all grieve differently. Because I don't remember who I spoke to, and they were saying that I should go to class just for distraction. um and I did go to class the next day after I found out that he passed away. And literally my plan was to go to class, because my class that day was actually a full day, from morning to, not to evening, to afternoon. And I went to class, and I actually paid attention a bit. I actually did, which I'm proud I did, actually. But then I only lost it until like midday, and I obviously told my teacher about it. And he was like, he sent his he was saying like, condolences to, my family, and like he understands. And like I was like, obviously, like when I told him, before I told him, I had tears in my eyes. I'm like, and then he's like, he thought something happened at home, but I'm like, no. Then I told him, and then he said, I can get out of the classroom just to get fresh air, like, to get some fresh air whatsoever. And if I have to leave, you can leave. Like, just in like, he was just being very, he's sending his condolences, and he's like being considerate as well. And like, yeah, it was just so hard for me that day when I went to TAFE, and I was just super quiet, and my mind has just been with my grandfather. Like it's just in my head, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, yeah. And then my friend picked me up. My best friend picked me up the next day to go to TAFE that day when I had half day, when I couldn't go to TAFE the whole day. And I just cried in the car, and she obviously saw me cry, and then she was like, she was just being very comforting to me, and I'm so thankful, for her, in general, in my life. I was just like, oh my gosh, like it's just been so heartbreaking. And yeah, ever since that day, I've just been with family, with my partner as well. And like, yeah, I was just like, I told my partner as well that, I have bad news. And then he had a thought actually for a second that it could have been my grandfather, because my grandfather has been not unwell, but it's just, he's getting older, etc. And then after that, yeah, so yeah, that happened. And that same day, my partner actually surprised me. He actually came to my, oh no, he didn't actually come to in the house, but he was outside, and he surprised me, because I was like, I need a hug from you. I need a hug from you, meeting my partner. And he did come that night. I was like, oh my gosh. And that actually literally made a difference, um, like in my life, and it also surprised my family as well. So yeah. Anyways, the point of like sharing this is because like we all grieve in different ways, because we are all different. Um, my advice to whoever whoever they're friends with, whoever they're the family member, whatever, be there for the person. You can suggest ideas of, how to cope, or how to cope with, of someone passing away in their life. You can advise them, if they want to go out shopping, or if you want to just go out for lunch or dinner, or just hang out and not say anything. That is something, but just don't force them to do something that you think is best for them, even if you've known them for a long time, or even if you're very close to them. Suggest ideas, but don't push them, because that will make them very upset. But then again, it also depends on that person. Um, and yeah, we all grieve differently. And just being there for someone, especially like both on the phone, if they want to call you, um, calling people, especially if they've lost someone, um, and talking on the phone, it makes a difference. One, and that's just what I think. And being there in person, it makes a difference as well. Even if you don't even have to bring anything, being there. Well, that's just what I think personally. Like for me, like my grandfather meant so much to me, and I've we've been having family over. It's just cultural tradition. We've been having like like the day after, like so the day that we found out my grandfather passed away, the day after we had family over on my dad's side of the family, extended family, because yeah, my dad's side of the family and one of my and another and one of my family from my mom's side as well came, and then the day after, another side of my mom's family came over, and it's just like, and when people been coming like all this time, like especially to like my parents' place, it's like it's like for me it felt like, I even told my partner this, I was like, having family over, um having family over here, and supporting my dad because that's my dad's dad, and even though it's my grandfather, um I just I just feel the support, and the love from family, and obviously like for my partner as well, being there for someone, especially if they lost someone, like it's devastating, especially if you're extremely close to them. But yeah, my advice is just be there for them, even if it's just a phone call away, or text them, let them know that you're there for them, and if they need you, you'll be there, because it's hard at losing someone in your life, like even if you're not close to them but you knew them. But yeah, for me it's just been, my heart has been like devastated, it's been shattered. um it's been shattered for like since the day I found out, and I haven't been like on the outside, like whenever I see family, and like when I saw my friends that day, like I was quiet, but I never actually cried, having tears in my eyes. I've only been like quiet and sad and like crying in my heart, and I keep like thinking, I'm like, why can't I cry it out in front of anyone, family or friends, or even my partner in general? And I've just been like, oh my gosh, like I'm not saying that I'm beating myself up for it, but I'm saying I wish I could just tear, like have tears in my eyes and just cry it all out. But I haven't, and maybe I'm stopping myself, I don't know. But the only time that I've cried like in tears was just in my room privately. I don't know why. Maybe that's how my body wants to react to, what's happened. I don't know. But all I'm saying, I'm not beating myself up. I'm not beating myself because of that. But we all grieve differently, and don't push people that have lost someone to try and figure out, trying to not control them, but suggesting ideas. You can suggest ideas, but don't force them to do it, because you just don't know what it's like in their position unless you have been in their position. If you lost someone, like say for example, if you've lost a grandparent and they've lost a grandparent, probably if you've lost a grandparent, say for example 2018, and then they lost a grandparent the year after, then you would know. Because like when you speak to someone that has lost, someone that's the same, like if you speak to someone that has the same, say for example myself, I lost grandfather, I can speak to someone that has lost their grandfather as well, and like speaking to them would actually help, because not only being there for them is helping, but also because they understand your position. I guess I just want to share that. I'm sorry this is like a very depressing video, but I just wanted to share that because I don't know, I wouldn't say it's a perfect timing, but I just wanted to share it because advice to anyone out there, especially during this COVID. Oh, also because of the COVID, my grandfather passed away overseas, so obviously it sucks, because if COVID didn't happen, we all my family, like from my dad's side, would have gone to Fiji. But now because we can't, we're just only having family gatherings, culture tradition when someone passes away. So yeah, I've just been feeling so emotional. I've been trying to distract myself, but like even if I'm doing something, my grandfather is literally like on top of my head. He's like in my mind constantly. He's not the back of my mind, he's in the front of my mind. Like whatever I do, like since that day, I've just been thinking of him, like just so emotional. And I've been trying to look at photos, and it's just, and also like when I see messages like from loved ones, like family and like friends, I get emotional a bit more in my heart when they say I'm so sorry for your loss, sending condolences to your family, and it's been hard. Just be there for them, even if you don't know what it's like. Just be there for them, or ask them how can you be there for them? How can you be there for them? There's nothing wrong with asking that, because that will show that, you know, that you want to be there for them, but then they can tell you how you can be there for them, if that makes sense. I miss him a lot. I miss my grandfather a lot. So hope you guys staying safe, and I will see you guys in my next new video. Bye.